Howdy y'all, thank you for joining us today for this unboxing of a Kickstarter I just got in, the new Fall of the Mountain King. If this is new to you, I actually got the all-in because this is actually the sequel to the Hall of the Mountain King. And I basically just Kickstarted this. I actually had bought this, hadn't played it, and then unboxed it, and then this Kickstarter came up, so I decided to sell my copy. I have not played this yet, so we're going to check it out, see what it's all about. But yes, we have the Hall of the Mountain King, which is the Kickstarter edition, along with the Fall of the Mountain King, which is the Kickstarter edition, along with all the bits and stuff, which we'll go through. But for now, we're actually going to start with, unfortunately, not the thing you probably actually want to see, only because I want to see if there's any differences. We're going to start with opening the Hall of the Mountain King first, and see if there's any differences in the Kickstarter edition of this. So if this is your first time seeing this, the Hall of the Mountain King, as you can see, is a polyomino style of game here. It's going to be you basically raiding the Hall of the Mountain King, from what I understand. As you can see here, it is a game for 2 to 5 players. It takes about 90 minutes to play for ages 12 plus. And yep, we'll go into this and see if there's any differences in the game. I do believe one difference I am already seeing, so it makes me think this may be a different copy than the one I had, is I noticed a lot of shiny all over this box. See if I can get the glare on there. It'd be basically in the lettering, even on their symbol here, and then even the stuff on the side there. But anyways, that has nothing to do with the gameplay. Let's look and see what's inside this box. Alright. So I'm expecting the rulebook to be pretty much the same. As we can see here, it's got all the stuff in it. Actually, I can already see there's a paper underneath here. It's going to show us the differences. But yeah, we got the general setup, player setup. The gameplay is 1, 2. Looks like about, if I can get these pages to separate. Or no, those aren't separate pages. Those are really thick. That's a really thick paper grain there, because I thought that was 2 separate pages. So actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So about 8 pages. Yeah, about 8 pages of rules. And then just final scoring. Cool. And it's got the team play rules here. And then yeah, we can see here, it lets us know this is the Kickstarter edition, and these are the differences. It shows you the retail version to the Kickstarter version there. If you, I'll bring it up higher so you can see. So it shows you the retail to the Kickstarter. And then shows you there the base tray and how to put everything inside the trays and whatnot. Sorry, I'm trying to hold this right because it kind of came in bent. And then it shows you how to put everything back in the box. And there's nothing on the back there, but shows you. Alright. Like I said, so we saw the differences are pretty much just going to be the bits and stuff. But just in case you didn't see the other video, we're going to go ahead and go through this one just like it's a normal unboxing. Alright. So we got some cardboard here. I can give you a little closer look at that. You can kind of see this is going to punch out in the polyomino fashion. And then there's even little things that come out to make little holes there. Probably hard to see on that, but you can see there's a little hole there. I'm assuming to put stuff in. Like I said, I've been wanting to try this game. Heard good things about it. And then whenever I saw the Kickstarter, I decided to just go ahead and wait till the Kickstarter came out so I could play with the big ol' awesome copy. No, it's kind of counterproductive because you should know if you like the game before you decide to Kickstarter it all in. But figured worst case scenario, if I don't like it, I can sell it at the shop. But you can see some other cardboard bits here. Alright. And then we have some game trays. This is just an empty tray, which I'm sure we're going to end up filling up with all the bits. You can kind of see where all the polyomino bits go in here and stuff like that. So I'll probably punch everything and show you a video afterwards with everything inside the trays. All right. Oh, this is kind of heavier, so it's probably already got the upgraded bits in this. So I guess the upgraded bits from the other one might just be the maybe for the expansion. So we got a bunch of bits here. We got here. I'll just pull a bunch of them out, that way I can show the differences. Okay, I kind of put these trays together real fast. Just dumped everything out in them. Now they did have that the coins supposed to be over here and these supposed to be over here. The coins barely fit in this, so I thought I'd just put them in this a little bit more. But you can see how there's a spot for each thing in there. And I'm assuming these are all the different resources. So we got, looks like fire or gems maybe. We got some black ore. Maybe some type of different ore. We have the cracked ice with little that's purple with little silver flakes in it. We got what looks like either little wagons. I'm assuming little wagons for wagoning the stuff out maybe. We do have some metal coins here, which you can see have two different sides there. And then what looks like little hatchets with a nice lid that goes on the tray. And then I went ahead and punched and put everything in this. And you can see how these kind of fit down in here. And what it's meant for is you can, and I'm going to see if I can get them in here. Yeah, they kind of slot like that to where you can present them. I should be able to do that sideways-ish, to where you can present them to where they show like that. And then they're slotted so they can just go back down in there flat and put the lid back on. All right, let's continue with the unboxing here. You can see just some baggies. Then we have the board. You can see the board here with the scoreboard around the outside with all the stuff in the middle. And not sure if it's just for different art, just in case it is. And I'm just not noticing right now. There is another side here. And you can see a nice little baggie with some, looks like gold writing, gold flaked glittery writing on it. It's a nice felt one. It's actually a nice thick bag, actually. Like, a little more impressed than I probably should be with that. And we have what looks like probably the first player marker here, because it looks like it's a plastic crown. Oops, see if I can get it back in there. Here we go. All right, I went ahead and done another cut and done some dumping out here. You can see I went ahead and dumped these things out, which there's different ones here. Assuming some type of totems or something, and it looks like a little base or something for them to go into. And you can see them in the different colors. And then some of the stuff that already got cardboard punched out just slides in here like such. And then the extra little bits, they said put in a little baggie, and it goes over here to the side. All right. And we'll go through these cards here real fast also. Just show you this bottom part also. Is there were some, I'm assuming, score markers. And there's one in each color. And then there was one of these things for each color that was inside the cardboard that I punched out. And then I was like curious, because these go over this. I was like, well, these are just gonna, well, if I can get it back down in there now. I was like, these are just gonna fly out. But then there's some cards to show you also that were in these, and I'll just show you all that. But for now, we got these, which are just the player boards, I'm assuming. It's going to show you the cost of such things to put down, I'm assuming. Or basically, it's got the player aid type stuff here also. It looks like they're all the same, but just in case they aren't, show you each of them. But I'm sure they're all the same. And not even the names will change, because there's no names. But anyways, there we go. All right. And then before I put those back in, there are cards for each color. And I'm assuming each player gets their own little deck, and they are all the same inside the deck from what I saw. And then those just go down in there. And then this slides over that. All right, and then right in that tray there, in that tray right there, we got a bunch of smaller cards. First, we'll look at the bigger ones. And I noticed there were these two things, which just look like maybe boxes with stuff that's going to go on them. And then these all said spell on the back. And then you can see all the different stuff there as we're going through each of them. The Earth Ritual, Hall of Legends, Wings of Zeal. Oh, as I decide to throw that card for some reason. All right. Then we got the ones with ones on the back. And you can just see same artwork. I'm assuming this is probably the stuff you find in the level 1 of the Hall of the Mountain King. And I'm assuming each of these are just the different levels. Now I know I'm just flipping through these quickly because all they are is a bunch of just showing you all the different symbols. Looks like it's all the same artworks, but I'm assuming as we get down deeper, you're going to see either the rare resources are more of the resources, which it does look like there's a lot more on these cards. I could just be wrong though, but no, yeah, there's definitely a lot more on those cards. Cool, let's put it all back in now and get to the next one. Board goes in there. And everything on top of that. All right, let's get into the actual Fall of the Mountain King here. And this has got the same foiling like it was on the other box. This one's just red foiling. It is a thicker box. And I did notice here it shows ages 14 plus this time, so 2 more years. But it is 1 to 5 players. And now I think that's 30 minutes per player is what it's saying there. Now this one don't so much look like the Polyomino as it looks more like area control maybe. So we'll take a closer look at this one. Hopefully nowhere's near as long for my editing purposes. Otherwise I'll just have to do some more movie magic on the thing. But here we go. This is a much thicker box, so I don't know if that is because the trays are going to be bigger or what. But we see here it says it's got a mini expansion, the River of Fire, and it lets you know there's the stuff for it. And then we got the little baggies. Probably to the mini expansion, I'm assuming. Yeah, this is to the mini expansion. This is what they call the volcano tokens. Then we have the Fall of the Mountain King Last Stand solo mode. So if this got the solo mode, I noticed one of the things with the Kickstarter said solo mode. It's probably solo mode for the base game, I'm assuming, which will be interesting. And then final scoring here. So then it lets you know here the differences we're going to see retail to the Kickstarter edition, and then how all the stuff goes inside the trays and whatnot. And then we have the actual rulebook. Same thick paper, right off the bat, shows you the components, the general setup, gnome setup, player setup, layer setup. Then we get to build your ancestry. And then the battle on your turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Into the wave. Oh, wave. 9, 10. So maybe this is sounding to me more like a tower defense type game, maybe. Interesting. Oh, wow. The bits have some foiling on them. We'll see if I can get it. But you can see some of the bits here. And actually not that many bits. So maybe, because this is the only cardboard I see at the moment for the base game. And I'll show you where the foiling is, just in case it didn't show up on camera there. But it's on these little gears here. And it's just the numbers are kind of foily. And then we just get into, looks like a tray for each player. Alright, and you can see the game trays here, and it comes with, just like with the other one, your own little player aid type thing. And it shows that there's 5 of these that are going to be different. That'll go down in here, and then the rest will be down in the right spot. I have them here. Plus, it shows these. Shows these little hands. I guess I can show you. What shows these? Let's show you what they show you. So it's like these. They say go down in there, along with those boulders. Guess I could punch one out real fast. So you put the boulders in there, it says. And then it's got these little helping hands type things. And then it says some barrels along with these guys, which I'm assuming are the area control pawns or something. And I was trying to see if I could see the individual different ones. I actually don't think the other individual different ones are in here, so they're probably deeper in. Because these all look the same, actually. But if they don't, I'll come back. But yeah, the other ones will go down in here. And then shows there'll be a card probably that'll go right there underneath this. And then we just put that down in there. And close the tray. And with that, we have one for the... We'll see if the trolls look different, but probably not. No. So we got one for the blue player, and it's all the same stuff. And then we got one for, looks like the kind of light green, or more like gray, I would say. Gray player. And we got one for the pinkish red, purplish player. And then we'll open up this one. It's got some stuff it looks like. Then we have one for what is probably the green player. Yep, like a dark green player. And it looks like all the bits are the same on that one too. And then inside of this tray, really just have some small little things here. We have something. Give you a look at that. It just shows it goes in there basically. And we have what's probably the first player marker for this one, but a plastic hammer or mallet. And I'll fill up this with the stuff I find. And then we have the board. So you can see the board here with the scoreboard around the outside. This is the 4 to 5 players. I don't know if I noticed that on the other one. And then here it shows us this is for the 2 to 3 players. Alright, then we got, you can tell, probably like some type of score. Or not really a score because we saw that on the victory, but something's got to be marked here. And this is dual layered for stuff to go down in there. I don't know about this. We see a sticker sheet, it looks like. Then we have an extra little board here. This one is not dual layered. Alright. These are the guys that are supposed to go inside the tray. And there's ones for each player. Let's take a few of these out to look at them. But you can see, like, this is the gray one. And they look the same. Here's the pink. Player tray, like such, right there. This is the barrel it showed, which will go inside the player tray also. I just thought it was going to be multiple barrels. These are wooden, but you can see they're just barrels. And they showed it just goes inside the tray right there with those. Here it shows all the gnomes go down in there. And I'm assuming these are the thing that you are going against. And there's just a bunch of them down in there. They all look pretty much the same. These are just little, I'm assuming these score markers, since they flip over to the 100 side. So I'm assuming these just go inside the tray there, probably along with the barrel there, just to keep it to where you give everybody their stuff. Not really sure what that is. Just notice there's a spot for it right there. And these just look like the little cracked ice, but gold maybe. It does not show where these go, so I'll probably have to figure that out later. I did find where the stickers go, so apparently those stickers, these things, go on the bottom of each of these gnomes. So I'm assuming that way you don't know what power they are, and you randomly just put them on the board. More baggies. Oh, we got another little mini expansion. It says here the Notorious Gnomes. It's got the mini rule book there on how to add that in, along with the stuff for the Notorious Gnomes. And we've got more cards here. Let's go ahead and start going through the cards. I know I went through a lot of stuff. I could have just shown the trays later. There are 5 of these, so I'm assuming these are the cards that go. Waste more time, but let's do it. The tray right there. So if that goes like that. And then all that closes up into that. Just because I seem to have everything here. So this is how the tray would look. It actually shows these being over in this, but I mean, there's a lot more space in there, so I'm just going to do that. And then you put the card over that, and that over that, and give them their closed tray. And that just makes it to where each person, I love these Game Trays products, and each person would just get their player bits, and you hand those out to the players. All right, back to the cards. Sorry, trying to get this baggie open, which is funny because they got this in a plastic baggie, and then they got one of the wraps on it also. But these, we've seen this in the previous one where I'm assuming 1 and 2, and then we got 3 and then zeros. So here are the zeros. So I'm assuming this is, if I'm right, and it's a tower defense, which I surely looked these games up. I just knew, I'd heard great things about the Hall of the MountainKing, so I just, when I saw it on Kickstarter, you get both of them in Kickstarter, I was like, well, let's just go ahead and get both of them. And the theme alone seems like something right up my alley. As a matter of fact, I really wanted to play Hall of the Mountain King, but I saw it was a solo, but I think that's what came in with this was the solo for Hall of the Mountain King. And now I'm also curious what all those other extra bits are that came in it. Because it looks like all this already has the upgrade. Maybe I accidentally ordered extra bits, not realizing it was going to come with the Kickstarter. I don't know. We shall see. I got some small cards here, if I can get them open. Oh, this is another mini expansion. So this even says it's the mini expansion. It is the challenges mini expansion. And it even lets you know rules for 3 or more players. And then changes for 2 players. So maybe just add some challenges. All of them have the same back there. So you can see there's just some challenges for you to try to pull off, I'm guessing. But another little mini expansion. And then what are these? These all have this back. I noticed they just say flee, flee, stay. Yep, all these got this back. And they just... So these are rather small-ish decks. Except for this one. Well, actually, no, these are 2 different ones. So these are all small, just, I guess, mini decks. These say problem on the back. Hidden entrance, assassins. They just keep going. Dug in deep. Battle frenzy. Gloom of war. Put on the brakes. And the spoiler alert. Sorry, I was trying to see how those faced as a picture. The angriest one, the pointy one, the troll-sized one, the pathetic one. So maybe these are making the gnomes unique. The smoking one, the drum-beating one, the infected one, and the swirly-eyed one. And then the last thing we have to open is this one, and then we'll get into the actual extra stuff. I thought that was a strip, but there's something on this card. Probably hard to make out. But anyways, this is the majority of the cards. Looks like they go down in those pockets. And you can see, oh, actually, he's got foiling on them with the runes. Pretty cool. Probably just what you find, maybe. Well, I don't know. But you can see, I'm not going to go through each of these. All sorts of different symbols and stuff. And those just go there. And since they all fit there, I'm betting there's enough space so you can sleeve all these. Because all these look like they got space for leaving for sleeving. I know, last thing on the show. So, these things go in there, those there, little gold things. I just put the extra little thingy in there to close up this tray. Even though it said that was for extra, I didn't see anywhere else to put them, so I just put them in there. But we're going to show everything goes back in this box before we go into the extra stuff. But it just looks like everything just goes down in here. And of course, I haven't filled up all these trays. I'll come back and do all that. But you can see, and then everything, well, and the books. We'll go back in there, and boom. All right, let's get to these extra stuff. So like I said, I have a bunch of extra stuff here. Yeah, it does say in the Hall of the Mountain King Champions mini expansion. For the Halls of the Mountain King, not the Fall. But this is like a little mini expansion. It's got the rules there. And then the backs look like such. And then we have some champions. Maybe these are like player powers. That'd be kind of cool. And then I noticed this. I'm not going to take it out. Well, I guess I can. Sounds like this is something for the, if you paint your gnomes instead of the stickers. Yeah, it says gnome strength tokens for painted miniatures. And it's got all the numbers there. Oh, I get it. Yeah, because if you paint your gnomes, you may notice some paint imperfections if you don't make them all 100% uniform. So they say to basically just have these off to the side so you can just pull them out randomly. Maybe in like a little baggie or something. Me, I'd probably just get some wooden chits and write numbers on them and put them in a baggie. But, yep, that's kind of cool. So that's interesting. And then I'm not sure what this whole baggie is. But this looks like a bunch of bits. So I'm not sure. It doesn't really even say anything. I don't see a book in there. Maybe this is just all the wooden stuff. Oh, actually, I already see something I like. What'd I just say? We got your gnome tokens, and they're in wood with the numbers on them. Nice. Very, very nice. Already got my approval. Whether I like the game or not, just amazing. And then these just look like, I'm betting these are just all the, a lot of this is probably just all the wooden bits that were in the original games. They got replaced with the Kickstarters. Like, I noticed 5 of these. So these are probably the ones they replaced with miniatures. And then these, I'm betting, are just like the score markers that were probably replaced with plastic. That big red thing, probably that. Yeah, this is just looking like, I think if I remember right from the original, these were the resources originally. They were just cubes. So we got to replace. Oh, no. I'm betting that's just the miniatures. The plastic miniatures got replaced. It looks like 25 of them. Nope, that's these. So, who knows? Yeah, it just looks like that's all this was. This was just a baggie. Other than this thing, which I'm very impressed with. I like that a lot. Looks like that was just a baggie that had all the stuff that wasn't the Kickstarter stuff. But then we have this, the Cursed Mountain, in the Hall of the Mountain King, co-op and solo module. So it lets you play in the Hall Mountain King, solo, or co-op. And we got the book here, right off the back, co-op and solo module. Setup changes. General rule changes. Quakes. Dedicating statues. Winning and losing. We got a little pack of cards. It says a campaign ledger. So I guess so you can play. I guess the co-op is probably like a campaign. Winning game, losing game. Campaign end. So you can play this campaign. Seems pretty cool. We got some baggies. Along with what looks like some cardboard punch out and some larger cards. Oh no, this ain't even a card. Just a big old piece of cardboard. We saw this for the co-op mode is what it said. Then we got some cardboard punch outs here. Along with some cardboard punch outs here. And then the cards for that mode. So this was kind of a long one. A lot of it was probably going to get edited down. I probably didn't have to do everything with the trays, but I like the trays, so I like to set them up just to show people what the trays look like. Especially game tray stuff. Game tray stuff adds so much. But yep, cool. Well, that was a long one. We're going to get this all to the table. Thank you for watching and have a great day.